Tomorrow, July 31st.
No, I'm saying it! So tomorrow...
My words of the show. Tomorrow,
Whose words?
My words.
OCV's words.
Fine.
Tomorrow, July 31st.
Master Zombies is closed. Have a good holiday.
No. This is the Maxx Super Awesome Comic Review Show!
Comic Review Show.
Comic Review Show!
Great books out this week.
Welcome to my favorite day of the week. It is Wednesday, which means it's New Comic Book Day. We have a lot of exciting news. We have a lot of exciting books to talk about. San Diego Comic-Con just happened, so there'll be tons of more awesome stuff coming out. I mean, the web is blowing up with all kinds of stuff. Did anybody see Ryan Reynolds' test shots as Deadpool? No. Yeah, apparently some footage of that leaked.
Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah. But yes.
Van Wilder?
No, the footage was really cool. People are flipping out over it, so that's really awesome. But not having to do with new comic books today. So, because we have a monumental stack of comics to get through, let's dive right in. Hit me with some honorable
mention. It's a noodle.
It's a noodle.
Oh, it's a noodle.
Honorable noodles. We have a new slide. Those are rare nowadays.
Ramens.
Ever since Words of the Show, we've kind of gone down with new segments. But first in on our notables from Marvel Comics, it is Guardians of the Galaxy issue number 17. The movie is right around the corner and looking sweet. I heard from a few somewhat reliable sources that it's as good, if not better, than the Avengers. Thing you should really be excited about for this issue of Guardians of the Galaxy, though, is Drax the Destroyer fights Gladiator, and that's always awesome. Up next, it is Hawkeye issue number 19. For those of you wondering, yes, Hawkeye is still in print. Yes, there was a horrendously long display. And yes, unlike Sandman Overture issue number 3, which also came out today, Hawkeye gets to be on my list because this was a very interesting issue. Hawkeye lost his hearing in the last issue, so the majority of this issue is told in sign language, which is really cool. There is some dialogue, though, involving some Russians. So, not totally without dialogue. Next up on our list, we're moving on to DC. This is really cool. This DC presents number 1, Batman Adventures 100-page spectacular. This is all going to be in the same universe as the old Batman animated television show from the 90s. It's super fun and awesome. And it's 100 pages. Here's a book that I was really excited for, still excited for it after I read it. It is Red Lantern's Annual number 1. Things I liked about it, it's full of Red Lanterns, who are awesome. Things I don't like about it, they keep trying to tame the Red Lanterns and make them less crazy beast monster, like destroying the galaxy.
But how can you even do that?
Right.
How can you tame a Red Lantern?
Because they gave Guy Gardner a mustache. That's how they tamed him. Guy Gardner's like, we're going to form the Red Lanterns into like a core of
Giving something
universe.
A mustache is the most certain way to just knock the awesome
I just want
right
to rip
out of
that mustache off of his face every single panel. And I was really hoping that Atrocitus would get around to doing
mustaches.
it. I know, but like his is like ridiculous and like hangs down to like but Atrocitus and Gardner do kind of throw down in this issue. Mostly it's just a build up to the next issue where they're really going to throw down. But it was cool. It's super awesome. Next up on our list,
Get extra beastie.
sticking to the same sort of theme, it's another DC annual. This one is Aquaman and Wonder Woman. It's Aquaman Annual issue number 2. It's cool. It's Aquaman. It's Wonder Woman. They're, fighting each other, fighting mythical beasts, fighting all kinds of stuff because that's what Aquaman and Wonder Woman do. It's awesome.
I really feel like this book should be in the top 5.
I wanted to put that book in the top 5, but I didn't get a chance to read enough of it to really, justify putting it up there because, what if the second half of it is super lackluster? We're talking about the Vertigo Quarterly Magenta issue. And since you had such strong opinions about it, what did you love about it?
I like that there are, 12 different stories?
A lot of them.
There's a lot of different, 10 different stories.
10.
They all have Magenta as a theme, much like the last one. Different little stories. I don't know. Barbie. What do you think of when you think of Magenta?
That's true. But this one, not so much Barbie.
But death and love. Death. It's a nice
Later
little
on
taste
down the
of a
road.
whole bunch of different writers.
Yeah.
And artists.
Yeah, and usually when you get annuals and things like that, you're like, oh great, here's 5 stories that nobody cares about. But these are 10 stories that are actually fantastically well written. Alright, now it is time for our 2 runners-up. These were the books that I really wanted to put in the top 5.
You get that, slide man?
Yeah. Runners-up. Not notables, not noodles, honest to goodness runner-ups.
What else have they been called?
I don't know, they've been called everything under the sun.
Word. Runners up!
Runners ups! The first one up is Baltimore, The Witch of Harju, Part 1 of 3. I'm going to keep talking about Baltimore because Baltimore is a fantastic comic book. It's all broken up into little mini-series, so you can kind of read any of them you want. You can follow any of them. They do have one central character that runs through them, Lord Baltimore. Yes, the founder of the city. As he, pals around the colonial East Coast, saving people from all kinds of witches and monsters and terrible things. And this one, I mean, they're really great, creepy horror comics. There's a red-eyed cat in this one that was just freaking me out as I read it. The artwork is really sick for it. This one.
A series that has gone from good to better. It is just...
Yeah,
awesome.
We got to revisit this. We're talking about Veil from Greg Rucka. Previously on Veil,
Nonsense.
we've discovered that the main character, she was actually summoned by a black wizard, which was hired by the Mafia.
Was that in it?
And she has now turned into a succubus and is under the control of this black wizard who proceeds to just wreak all kinds of havoc and kill all kinds of things. No. Well, it's not, because he's actually
Shazam?
African American too. So he's an African American practitioner of black arts.
Sinbad?
No, I don't think it's Sinbad the Destroyer. Or even Sinbad the Sailor.
Sinbad the Sailor.
Or even Sinbad Prince of Thieves. I don't even think his name is Sinbad.
What about Sinbad house guest? George Norrie?
But I feel like we've kind of
George
gotten
Norrie.
sidetracked from Veil. Anyway, back to Veil. It's been super fantastic. The 4th issue was way awesome, and there's just all these little Easter eggs that just keep popping up all over the place that as you read along the story, you're like, oh man, that was actually important. It was really cool. Also,
Top
there's
5!
Gonna be a war of rats
Top
coming
5.
up. Alright, moving on to the top 5 because it's super exciting and awesome. Woo woo! Coming in at number 5, it is one of my favorite books. It is Mercenary C, issue number 6. This wraps up the story arc that started in issue number 1. Our protagonists come to the end of their assignment, and then, dun dun dun, twist ending that gets me pumped for the second story arc. Don't worry if you missed out on the first story arc. That graphic novel is going to be hitting the shelves soon at $10 because it's an Image Volume 1. And then shortly thereafter that, issue 7, which will be the first issue of the new story arc, will be coming out, so you can get all caught up on that. Coming in at number 4, it is one of my favorite things ever. It is Warrior Chicken Poyo from the pages of Chew. You don't frown at me like that. So, Poyo, he's a character.
He's got a laser eye.
He's a chicken. He's got a laser eye.
And a metal wing.
Yeah.
Like
so
robot
in this
chicken?
one, yeah. So in this one, Poyo goes to a fantasy world that's very much food themed, like all of Chew is. You know, it's got monster carrots and cabbages, and basically every childhood's nightmare come true. No, the brat is actually trying to eat me this time. Where he proceeds to be the hero and save the day.
What the kind of childhood did you have?
But no child wants to eat their vegetables.
I love vegetables. Number 3!
Coming in at number 3 from Vertigo. It's Vertigo number 1 from Cy Spurrier. It is Bodies. I did not know what to think about this book when I read the preview for it because, a murder mystery that takes place in 4 different time periods, and one of them's the far future. I was like, how is this going to work? How is this going to make any sense at all? I read the issue. It makes perfect sense. It is awesome!
It was awesome.
Yeah. Very cool. You go to this modern day London, the future somewhere.
18 Londons.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper style London, and then pre-World War I. No, 1940. So it was World War II.
Yeah, because the bombings are happening.
Yep. But it was really cool, awesome mystery, very intriguing, some sweet characters, kind of funny at places, really gross in other places, as people get brutally murdered.
But all the bodies are turning out the same, so it's oh.
Right. There is, but it's each time period they're solving a different piece of the puzzle.
The Mason precursors are in it.
Yes. All right. Coming in at number 2, and really this book could have been number 1, and on any other week it would have been, but the number 1 this week was just so awesome.
But you can't have it be number 1 because
number 1
I can do whatever
I want.
Who knows how to write a book?
Robert Kirkman knows how to write a book. Man, does he ever know how to write a book. Talking about Outcast, issue number 2.
Do you think AMC has already optioned it?
Yeah, no, they already did.
Oh, they did?
Before it even came out.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I don't remember if it was AMC, but no, it was optioned.
Does
that
AMC
mean
who does The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Does that mean we should all buy number 1?
Yeah, you definitely should have already bought number 1 first print. Yes, it is set in West Virginia. It's all about demonic possessions, and this pastor and this young boy as they try and fend off all these demons from their city. Town, really, it's not really a city. And there's a new character that arrives in the second issue, and let me tell you what, he is no good. He's a bad guy.
Well, is he going to be one of those bad guys who, like, you think he's bad? And
No, he's definitely a bad guy.
Word.
Get height.
Number
Get
one.
height.
I am so
Get
hyped for number one! It
Number
is
one.
an
That's all I
Image
wanted.
Comics, number one, from Rick Remender, who's a genius. Also out this week from Rick Remender's Black Science, issue number 7.
What else
which
does
is the
he write?
first one.
Dang, busy guy.
Yeah, which is the first one after the graphic novel. So if you were like, oh man, Black Science was awesome, I need more, issue 7 is out, check it out. I didn't review it because we're going to review this one instead. He also writes Deadly Class. He writes Uncanny Avengers. He's going to be doing this new Marvel event called Axis, and I'm not sure if he's still writing Captain America or not. I don't think he is. I think his run on Captain America is over. However, he's
a busy guy.
This one is called Low. Maybe just Low.
Low like the ocean.
Yes, Low like the ocean.
Like the bottom of it, where you live in bubbles.
Yes, so it's about
It's
water.
about what?
I don't even know if they're humans.
It's about what?
The last human city that's underwater?
Yeah, I don't even know if they're humans, really.
Yes. They say humans.
They do say humans?
Yes.
Okay, well, yeah.
Settled.
There you go then, fact checker doing her job. And it's about this family, they're called Canes, and they pilot this, like, suit that they use to, like, go out and hunt, like, giant squids. But it's the last suit that the city has, so it's, like, their prized possession, because if they lose it or if it gets destroyed, guess what? No more food.
But it's genetically, like, it has to be their bloodline that
Right.
operates it.
Well, yeah, it's a very ritualistic kind of thing to operate it. So the main protagonist, he's like, hey, I'm going to take my 2 daughters out.
10 years old.
They're 10 years old.
They go on their first trip to learn to man the ship,
Yeah.
and things go awry.
Yeah, but it can't have, like, a
It's a
happy-go-lucky
whole
ending because, you know,
family
it's an ongoing
adventure.
series.
Mom's there, dad's there.
Eye patches will be in the near future. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Boosh! That'll do it for our top 5.
Boosh?
Stay tuned. Yeah, I said boosh. Stay tuned for our graphic novel
You've been
of the
watching
week.
Archer?
All the time. But
Do
that
you
was actually
rewatch
from
it?
Frisky Bingo.
Do they say it in Archer?
Yep.
Graphic novels.
Welcome back from our cutaway. We have one. We have one.
Are we
graphic novel.
really not moving?
No,
No.
we are
Oh my
rolling.
God.
We are. I told you, succinct. Bam, 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 bam. This is our 30th
Hey,
episode.
happy
We gotta-
30th, everybody.
Happy 30th!
This episode goes out to Lap Band Bob.
Lap and Bob.
Let
You were with us from the beginning, Bob.
Let it be
Lap Band
known. Let it be known.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
That was a
30.
touching
You're the
moment.
light of my
30th
life.
episode.
That was a touching.
Oh,
moment.
dang. Ooh.
Ooh.
I'm not
Anyway.
the light of your life.
No, you guys
Get
are too
outta
mean.
here.
Oh man, our graphic novel of the week is Lazarus, Volume 2, the critically acclaimed series by Greg Rucka, blowing people's minds left and right. We have Volume 1 in stock. It's $10. It's an Image Volume 1. We have Volume 2 now. Just check it out and read it. It's about the families that rule the futuristic world and assassins that they create to enforce their will upon all the rest of the peoples.
All others are waste.
It's
So
true.
says the back cover.
So say we all. It's about our galactic reference right there. Anyway, that's going to do it for our top 5, for our notables, for our runners-up, and for our graphic novels. Stay tuned for words of the show because I do have 1, maybe 2 announcements to make.
Oh, good.
Are you ready?
No, because I got to do a name check real quick.
Oh, a real cutaway.
Whoa! What a trippy cutaway! And welcome back. I have words of the show, and in words of the show, I tell you things that you need to know. First thing you need to know, I read an interview with Grant Morrison about his new book, Multiversity. That's a lie. I actually talked to Scooter, who read the interview about Grant Morrison's new upcoming book, Multiversity.
How excited?
But-
How excited are you?
I'm so excited, and here's why I'm excited. Because Grant Morrison is like, no, Multiversity has nothing to do with the New 52. It takes place in the entirety of the DC universe, which includes all of its histories. So really what you want to do is you want to go out and you want to read all of Grant Morrison's old DC books, because he says that he's been laying Easter eggs in all of his books from the very beginning to write this book, which made me really, really happy. So happy that I needed to tell you about it here on Words of the Show. Second thing I need to tell you about. July 31st, which I believe is in like 2 days. I believe it's tomorrow, actually.
What? Is it really?
Yeah.
There's a
No.
signing. 3 p.m.
Yes. 3 to 6 p.m. with
Danielle.
Corsetta.
Corsetta.
I got my notes all screwed
What's she
up.
write?
She writes Girls with Slingshots, which is a very successful, very popular, ongoing webcomic. It's in print for the first time. So she's doing a national tour. She's bringing copies of it. So she's doing a national tour to promote it now being in hard copy. It's going to be really awesome. It's a great book. She'll be here from 3 to 6. We're very, very excited to meet her and learn more about this great book. And perhaps, if certain people can be here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll even get some video of it.
Oh, Catfish don't wake up that early,
I know,
homie.
Catfish definitely don't wake up that early.
Catfish has been calling me every day at 10 a.m.
This has been a wonderful 30th episode.
Wonderful.
We are super dialing into sync because we've done
almost
30
like it
of
wasn't
these.
A party at all.
Nope.
No, it wasn't
it
a
was
party
the anticlimactic non-celebration.
Foxy
I'm
RSVP'd and said, suck it, y'all.
Foxy bailed on us.
Foxy did bail, so everyone send Foxy hate mail.
Yeah, Foxy should have made our 30th episode special, but he just
So now we have
dipped.
to postpone it for the 33rd because he is just that special. That
Yes.
it's not even a birthday
But,
without
however,
Fox.
for those of you here in Albuquerque, we will be celebrating our very uncelebratory 33rd episode. Possibly our 34th. It depends on how long it takes us to get
No,
our,
33rd. There's going to be cake.
And
We
booze.
promised that for the 30th episode, and nobody still showed
There's
up.
going to be cake. You didn't tell anyone.
Everybody watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up if you want to see Max get drunk for the 33rd episode.
Anyway, we're going to be doing a live showing somewhere here in Albuquerque, venue
Maybe.
pending. No, definitely.
Maybe.
Why you got a naysay?
Maybe, baby.
Because he's the catfish, and that's what he does. Anyway,
Fucking bottom feeder.
catfish negativity aside,
maybe,
episode
baby.
33 is going to be super awesome.
Maybe, baby.
Because this is the super awesome comic review show. I have been the Max, you have been the audience, and until next week, stay frosty.
It is a